I mean, honestly, it is a huge moment for me.
Yeah.
I was very proud. We wrote the song over a year ago, and it was really emotional, and I didn't know when the right time.
Hey guys, get ready because today we're diving into some seriously messy drama that's got everyone talking. The Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber saga just took another wild turn, and trust me, this time it's different. We've got shady likes, awkward party encounters, and Justin Bieber caught in the middle of it all. Before we get into all this tea, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications because this story is developing faster than anyone can keep up with. And let me tell you, what I'm about to share is going to make your jaw drop. Listen, we all thought this drama was finally cooling down, right?
But when I would have those moments, it never lasted. It was almost like I'd have the low moment and then I'd be like, no, fuck it. I gotta keep going. I've got to.
Well, Hailey just did something that has everyone questioning everything about this supposed peace between these two. And with Selena's new relationship with Benny Blanco heating up, Justin's reactions are telling us way more than his words ever could. This isn't just another chapter in their story. This is about to change everything we thought we knew about the situation. All right, let's break down exactly what Hailey did because this is where things get really interesting. Just when everyone thought she was focusing on her Rhode skincare empire and staying out of drama, she goes and likes this post that was clearly throwing shade at Selena Gomez. Now, this wasn't just any random like. The post she engaged with was specifically criticizing Selena and Benny Blanco's relationship.
Now I feel like I need to say something. And then there's a period where I don't have anything to say. And it just would pick up quickly when I needed it to happen.
Think about that for a second. We're talking about someone who's constantly saying there's no beef. Yet here she is, digitally co-signing criticism of her husband's ex. What makes this even more fascinating is the timing. This happened right after Selena and Benny started being more public with their relationship. The post Hailey liked was from this TikToker named Courtney, who was basically calling out Selena and Benny's recent public displays of affection as pick-me conduct. Here's where it gets really messy. This is some accidental double tap. When you're a public figure with millions of followers, every single social media move is calculated. Hailey knows exactly what she's doing when she hits that like button. It's the kind of passive-aggressive move that speaks volumes without saying a word. And let's be real, for someone who's been married to Justin for years now, who has a child with him, why is she still keeping tabs on Selena's relationship status? That's the kind of conduct that makes people question whether she's really as unbothered as she claims to be. Now, let's talk about this Vanity Fair Oscar party situation because it's giving us all the tea we need. Picture this. Both Selena and Hailey end up at the same exclusive event, both wearing strapless gowns, both with their hair down, but what happened next is what everyone's talking about. Selena, who was there as a presenter for a film she's actually proud of, made it crystal clear she wasn't about to create another viral moment with Hailey. Sources say she deliberately kept her distance all night. And honestly, can you blame her? That last photo they took together probably haunts her PR team's nightmares. But here's what's really interesting. Justin was nowhere to be seen at this event. Hailey showed up solo, which got people talking for two reasons. First, why is Justin missing from these major industry events? And second, what's the real reason behind his absence? The way Selena handled this whole situation shows just how much she's grown.
Well, I actually worked with Kashmir before, and he's always been so fun. He just cracks me up. But I think Benny's the same way. I've known him for years, and he did both of them did such a great job with the song.
Instead of creating awkward tension or fake nice moments for the cameras, she just did her thing. She was there to support her work, not to feed into social media drama. That's the kind of maturity that comes from learning your lessons the hard way. And let's talk about how the other guests were watching this whole dynamic play out. You know, everyone was keeping track of where these two were in the room at all times. It's like high school drama, but make it Hollywood A-list. Let's dive into something that's really got people talking, Justin Bieber's reaction to Selena and Benny's relationship. Because let me tell you, his actions are speaking way louder than his words right now. According to inside sources, Justin's been having some mixed feelings about this whole situation. And it's not just because Selena's moved on. It's who she's moved on with. Benny Blanco wasn't just some random producer in Justin's life. This was someone he confided in about his heartbreak over Selena. We're talking about years of personal conversations, vulnerable moments, and now Benny's the one engaged to his ex. Think about that for a second. Benny was there during some of Justin and Selena's most private moments. He heard Justin's side of their breakups, their makeups, all the emotional stuff that never made it to social media. That's the kind of insider knowledge that could make anyone feel a certain type of way. And Justin's recent social media activity? It's giving us major signs that he's not handling this as well as he might want us to think. First, there was that whole getting hacked situation where he unfollowed Hailey. Come on, nobody's buying that excuse. When you're Justin Bieber, you don't get randomly hacked just to unfollow your wife. His recent posts have been pretty telling too. He's been sharing these deep, religious messages about patience and divine timing. But between these spiritual posts, we're seeing him smoking in his stories, looking kind of out of it in public appearances. It's giving us 2014 Justin vibes, and not in a good way. All right, let's talk about how Selena's handling all this, because she's out here living her best life while everyone else seems to be spiraling.
I don't care about anything else. I hope if there's anything anyone can take away is that don't let anyone tell you you can't do something.
She's got this new album coming out with Benny, and the track list, it's got everyone analyzing every single title. First off, there's this track called You Said You Were Sorry. And yes, it seems to be a direct response to Justin's 2015 hit Sorry. The irony here is that Benny actually worked on Justin's original track, and now he's helping Selena create what might be the ultimate response. That's the kind of plot twist you can't make up. But it gets even spicier. Check out some of these other track titles, Younger and Hotter Than Me and How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? The lyrics that have leaked are pretty telling too. She's got lines about feeling like a dog on a leash and watching younger girls at parties. It's not hard to figure out who she might be referring to, especially when you remember Hailey is 4 years younger than her. What's really impressive is how Selena's channeling all this into her art instead of messy social media posts. She's taking all that history, all those feelings, and turning them into what sounds like it's going to be her most personal album yet. And doing it with Benny, that's either the ultimate power move or the most authentic coincidence. The way she's carrying herself through all this drama is different too. She's not playing the victim, she's not throwing subtle shade, she's just creating her art and living her life. That's the kind of energy that really gets under people's skin, especially when they're still stuck in the past. Let's dig into something that's becoming more obvious by the day: Hailey's apparent insecurity about Selena's presence in her life. Because despite having the ring, the baby, and the Bieber name, her actions suggest she's still not completely secure in her position. Think about it. Why would someone who's supposedly confident in their marriage need to like shady posts about their husband's ex? This isn't just about social media drama. It's about deeper issues that seem to be bubbling up to the surface. Every time Selena makes a move, whether it's in her career or personal life, Hailey somehow finds a way to react. The Rhode pop-up shop launch should have been her moment to shine, right? But instead of focusing purely on her business success, she's still engaging with content that criticizes Selena.
Because that's not how it works. You want a little rejection in order to feel the urge to get to that place where you can say, I can do this.
That's the kind of conduct that makes people question whether she's really moved on from the comparisons. What's really telling is how differently these two handle public appearances. While Selena's actively avoiding creating dramatic moments, Hailey seems to find ways to keep the narrative going. Remember when she posted that I'm not a homewrecker TikTok? Now she's liking posts about Selena's new relationship. It's giving very much I'm unbothered, but let me show you how unbothered I am energy. And let's talk about these industry events where they both show up. The way Hailey positions herself, the timing of her social media activity, it all feels like someone who's still trying to prove something. When you're truly secure in your relationship, you don't need to keep tabs on your husband's ex or engage with content about them. Now, let's address something serious that's got fans really worried: Justin's recent public appearances and social media posts. Because what we're seeing isn't just about relationship drama. There are some real concerns about his mental state right now. His recent social media activity has been raising eyebrows, and not in a good way. He's been posting these cryptic religious messages, comparing himself to biblical figures, and sharing content that's got people questioning what's really going on behind the scenes. When he starts posting about Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead and relating it to his own situation, that's the kind of stuff that makes people nervous. The way he's been appearing in public lately is concerning too. At Hailey's Rhode event, some fans noticed he wasn't quite himself, and these videos he's posting where he's smoking, they're giving off vibes that remind people of his previous struggles. His team can deny substance abuse allegations all they want, but the public isn't blind. What's really interesting is how his management is handling all this. They're putting out statements saying he's in one of the best places in his life, but their actions tell a different story. When you have to constantly defend your client's state of mind, something's usually up. They're calling the concerns about his mental and physical health exhausting and pitiful, but fans who followed Justin for years can see something's off. And let's talk about these business relationships that are starting to show cracks. That whole situation with his former estate manager, Mateo, speaking out. That's the kind of thing that happens when there's instability behind the scenes. Even if they're trying to downplay it, these kinds of stories don't just come out of nowhere.
I'm okay with that. I actually think a lot of who I am are just a few things that are not perfect.
Let's talk about how this whole situation is affecting everyone's careers, because this drama isn't happening in a vacuum. It's having real consequences in the industry, and some of these ripple effects might surprise you. First off, let's look at Selena's strategic moves. She's managed to turn this whole situation into a career boost. Her upcoming album with Benny isn't just another release, it's becoming one of the most anticipated drops of the year. People aren't just interested in the music, they're waiting to decode every single lyric. That's the kind of publicity you can't buy. Meanwhile, Hailey's road brand is caught in this weird position. Sure, it's successful, but every launch, every event, gets overshadowed by questions about this ongoing drama. When you're trying to build a serious beauty empire, having people constantly connect you to relationship drama isn't ideal. It's like she can't escape being Justin's wife who replaced Selena. Speaking of Justin's wife who replaced Selena. Speaking of Justin. His music career seems to be taking a back seat to all this personal stuff. When was the last time we talked about Justin Bieber, the artist, instead of Justin Bieber, the troubled ex? His team is working overtime trying to manage his public image, but it feels like they're fighting an uphill battle. The way the industry is responding to all this is fascinating too. You've got producers, writers, and other artists having to choose sides carefully. Working with Selena and Benny might mean burning bridges with Justin's camp. These aren't just personal relationships anymore, they're business decisions that could affect people's careers. And let's talk about how streaming platforms are handling this. They're probably already planning their playlist strategies for when Selena's album drops. You know they're going to be watching those numbers closely, especially on tracks that might reference Justin or Hailey. Let's dive into how social media has become ground zero for this whole situation. Because the way each person is using their platform tells us everything we need to know about where their heads are at. Selena's social media strategy has been pretty brilliant lately. She's not directly addressing any drama, but she's letting her success speak for itself.
Even down to my laugh. Sometimes I used to be insecure about my laugh, or, the fact that I'll always talk during a movie, or, I always do something minuscule. And
every post about her relationship with Benny, every snippet of her new music, it's all carefully curated to show someone who's moved on and leveled up. That's the kind of subtle flex that really gets under people's skin. Hailey's social media game, though, it's giving us major tells about her state of mind. She's trying to maintain this image of the unbothered, successful businesswoman, but then she goes and likes these shady posts about Selena. It's like watching someone try to play chess while accidentally showing their whole hand. Justin's social media presence has become this fascinating mix of religious posts and concerning content. One day he's sharing deep biblical references. The next he's posting videos that have fans worried. His comment sections have turned into this battleground where fans debate whether he's okay or not. The fan accounts are another whole level of drama. You've got Team Selena accounts analyzing every like, every comment, every interaction. Then you've got Hailey's defenders trying to explain away her social media activity. And somewhere in the middle, you've got Justin's fans just hoping he's all right. What's really interesting is how brands and business partners are navigating all this. They're having to be super careful about who they engage with and what content they like. One wrong move and they could get caught in the crossfire of this three-way drama. Let's wrap this up by talking about what this whole situation really means, because there are some serious lessons here that nobody's talking about. This isn't just celebrity drama. It's a masterclass in how personal relationships can affect every aspect of your life, even years later. Think about it. We're watching three people whose lives are forever connected, each trying to navigate their own path while dealing with the shadows of their pasts. Selena's showing us how to turn pain into art and come out stronger. She's not just moving on.
It's like so nice to be able to just to like call a friend and be like, hey, thank you so much for like adding your spin onto it. And they're both really cool. I love his whole gang. I think they're the best, honestly.
She's elevating herself to a whole new level with this upcoming album and her relationship with Benny. Hailey's situation is a reminder that sometimes having everything on paper, the ring, the husband, the baby, the successful business, doesn't automatically give you peace of mind. Her social media activity shows us that validation from others still matters, even when you're supposedly living your dream life. And Justin, his journey is perhaps the most complex of all. We're seeing someone struggling to find balance between his past and present, between his public image and private battles. It's a stark reminder that fame and success don't shield you from personal struggles. Before we wrap this up, drop a comment below with your thoughts. Who do you think is handling this situation the best? Are you excited for Selena's new album? Do you think Hailey will ever truly move past the comparisons to Selena? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications if you want to stay updated on this situation, because trust me, with Selena's album dropping soon and all these relationships in flux, this story is far from over. Remember, at the end of the day, these are real people dealing with real emotions. Sometimes the most dramatic stories are the ones that teach us the most about ourselves. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next video.